class, we just saw what is the meaning of a uniform speed and the meaning of a non-uniform speed, right? So let's see how to solve questions from this. There's a small topic which is known as average speed. The average speed has a formula: total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. Okay, whatever is the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. That is what is meant by the average speed. Till the non-uniform speed we completed in the last class. Let's continue. Here, look, here we have to calculate the average speed. So as I discussed, the formula of average speed is total distance covered by the total time taken. See, what's the total distance here? This is 20 meter, this is 50 meter. So this becomes 20 plus 50 divided by, what's the total time? This is 5 seconds and this is 5 seconds. So 5 plus 5. This becomes 70 divided by 10, which is equal to 7 meter per second. This is the speed here. Okay, that's how you calculate the average speed. Nabiha and Mariam, you were absent yesterday. Please do take the video lecture. We started the motion in a straight line and we discussed distance, displacement, and speed was covered yesterday. Okay, Mariam and Nabiha.
Was the other chapters over?
Yes. Which we
Motion
were
in a
discussing.
plane. Yeah.
Which one?
Motion in a plane.
Motion in a plane, we'll be doing it. Motion in a plane part, that was vectors. Okay, that is done. Vectors is done. And Mariam, I need 1 hour of yours for an extra class to study integration and differentiation, to discuss that with you. Because that wasn't done for you and it is completed for the rest of the three, Nabiha, Tahura, and Humaira. So we'll be needing it in this chapter. So let me know when you are available for 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay. Any time in the morning or any time in the evening, whenever it is, Mariam. Because that is
today?
not today. Any day in the week.
Okay.
So this is how we use average speed, total distance divided by total time. Now, difficult questions can also be there from this, that we'll discuss. First, write down the formula for the average speed and then we'll discuss. So, Nabiha and Mariam, you continue from here, average speed. And if there's any particular doubt, please ask. Please write this page down. Okay, I think most of you are done now. See, every time you'll not have the direct question where you will have to calculate the distance. Like, look here, total distance is not given. It says V1 is 10 meter per second, V2 is 20 meter per second, T1 is 3 seconds, T2 is 2 seconds, and it is saying calculate the average speed. Look, class, here the distance is not mentioned. So how will we calculate the total distance? The formula says, the average speed formula says, you have to calculate the total distance by total time. That's it. Total distance divided by total time. So look, what we can do, if we know the speed from A to B, this is A, this is B. If we know our speed from A to B and we know our time, so using this formula of speed which we studied yesterday, speed is equal to distance upon time. See, those who weren't there, S is the symbol for distance. This is the formula. Speed is basically the distance getting changed with respect to time. And T is the time. I'll tell the operations team to send you the video recording also of this, that whatever is missed from yesterday's class, you are able to cope with that, because that's a very important part, distance, displacement and all. So this is the formula, and V is the speed. This is the formula for speed. So if I want from here, I can calculate the individual distance. S1 will be 10 into 3. Look, what will be the distance from here? V into T. So S1 will be 10 into 3 and S2 will be 20 into 2. Now I have the distances with me. I have the time. Now I'll be able to solve the question. Look, what will be the total distance? 10 into 3 is 30 plus 20 into 2 is 40 divided by 3 plus 2. Total time. This is 70 by 5. Yes. Yeah. So this is 14 meter per second. Okay. So see, when you don't have the distance given and the speed is mentioned, so you multiply speed with the time and calculate the distance. Okay. Is this question clear? A little bit to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you want to ask? Mariam, Nabi, are you able to cope up with this?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, miss.
Please write this, then we'll see one good important question from this. Done? Okay, see, look at this question. This is a very important question. This is a body covers its total journey in 3 equal parts. So I am doing it as the question says. Pay attention here, all of you. And class, you need to open the camera during the classes. All of you. The meeting is already on the focus mode, so you'll not be able to see each other. So let's say this is from A to B point, B to C point, and B to C to D point. Okay. Now this is the total journey. It says body covers its total journey in 3 equal parts. Means all the distances are equal. Let's say if this distance is x, A to B, B to C will also be x, and C to D will also be x. Like this, you have 3 equal distances. And it says individual speeds are given V1, V2, and V3. It says you have to calculate the average speed for the entire journey. So formula remains fixed here. Average speed has the same formula, that is total distance by total time. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me what's the total distance in this? Total distance means total distance from A to D point. What's the total distance?
V1 into x plus V2 into x plus. Oh,
No, no,
sorry,
no, no.
3x, right, ma'am?
Yes, 3x. Now you're correct. Okay, this is S1 only. This is S2 only, and this is S3 only. So total distance will be, when we are calculating the total distance will be, as rightly answered by Nabiha, we'll add all of these. X plus x plus x, that is equal to 3x. Now look, Nabiha, that the portion that you were trying to answer is the quantity which is missing is time. You have the speed, you have the distance for each part. You don't have the time. So what we'll do, again, we'll use the formula of speed. Mariam, do you remember what's the formula of speed now? Speed is equal to
Distance by time.
distance by time. Very good. So Mariam, you only tell me from here, how can I write time as?
How can we write?
Time.
Distance into speed. No, speed by. No. Speed by distance.
This is distance.
Or distance by speed.
Distance by speed. Okay. Though we say speed with S, but we have the symbol as V for the speed. Yes, very good, Mariam. So as Mariam said, this is distance divided by speed. So if I want to write the individual speed, I'll be able to write, see, T1 will be, the distance is x, speed is V1, x by V1. Similarly, H2, T2 will be x by V2. T3 will be x by V3. Humaira, can you tell me what's the total time? Humaira?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the total time?
3x plus 3x by v1 plus v plus v.
It won't be 3x. See, when the denominators are different, you cannot add them. When the denominators are same, then only you can add the numerators. So you have to say the total term, x by v1 plus x by v2 plus x by v3. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
So see, now putting it into the formula of the average speed. Total distance, as we discussed, is 3x, and total time will be x by v1 plus x by v2 plus x by v3. Who was in the IGCSE board? Tahura, you or Humaira? I am not able to recall. Somebody was there in the IB board. Tahura, you were there? Okay. Pura, now I am going to use the LCM part, so pay attention here. Okay, when you have the denominators different, like see, I want to solve this further, but all the denominators are different. I cannot add x plus x like this. What I can do maximum is 3x is there. Now pay attention. X, if I take common here, so what I'll be left? I have taken x out. 1 by v1. If I have taken x out, so 1 by v2, x out, so 1 by v3. this x will be cancelled. So x was something that wasn't present in the question. You cannot take any variable that is not given in the question. You have to take those variables only which are mentioned in the question. X was something that I chose for the calculation part that wasn't given in the question, right? So if I am choosing x, that doesn't have to come in the final answer. Okay, so this will be 3 by. Now look, when you have different variables, LCM is you multiply all of them, v1 into v2 into v3. Now here what is missing to make the denominator same? v2 v3. So we write this as v2 into v3. To make the denominator as v1 v2 v3, v2 is already there. What is not there? v1 and v3. So we'll add v1 into v3 plus. Here v3 is already there. What's not there? v1 and v2. So v1 plus v2. Now this is denominator's denominator. This goes up. So we get 3 v1 v2 v3 divided by v2 v3 plus v1 v3 plus v1 v2. Tell me, class, this is the answer to this question. Anybody has any doubt at any step? I'll repeat it. Please let me know. Is it clear to all?
Explain again. Yeah,
I'll explain again. See, till here, is it clear, Tahura? That average will be this?
Yes,
Okay. See, when I take x common, I'm taking x out because it can be cancelled from this, and it's common in everywhere. If I see a quantity that is coming in every term, that is, I'll prefer to take common. Now 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3 is there. Now look, whenever you have different terms, when the denominators are different, what do? We take the LCM. How is the LCM taken? If I have different terms are there, LCM, you just multiply all of them when the terms are different. Now see, to make the denominator v2, 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 v1, v3, v1 into v2, v3. How can we solve it? See, when I have 1 by v1, if I multiply and divide it by v2, v3, v2, v3. Look, I am getting v1, v2, v3 back. So in the numerator, v2, v3 will come. Or if I have, let's say, 1 by v2 is there. Now, if I multiply it with v1, v3 divided by v1, v3. Now, look, I'm getting v1, v2, v3 back. So that is making the denominator. That's why I'm adding v1, v3 in the numerator. Now, when I have v3, I'm multiplying it with v1, v2 so that I get the common denominator. And when you have denominator, it's like 3 by this whole term, v2, v3 plus v1, v3 plus v1, v2. And they are further getting divided by v1, v2, v3. So this goes up to the numerator. That's why I've written the final answer like this. Is it clear, Pura? Or should I repeat once more? Any portion that you didn't understand in this? Tell me, Pura? Clear? Okay then. Please write it, all of you. Class done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, when we are talking about the speeds and time is given as 2 p.m. This means this is instant. Okay, at a particular instant of time, this is an instantaneous time. Okay, when we have 6 p.m., that is also an instant. But if I say from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., okay, if I say from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., so see, can you notice here it's a duration. 6 to 2, 6 minus 2, if you take that is 4 hour. 4 hour is the duration here. So you have two things. One is the instant of time, other is the duration of time. Okay. So time instant is there and time interval. These are two things. So T1 is, if I say, let's say you have to find the speed at 4.1 seconds. So that's a time instant. If I say you have to find the speed at exactly 3 p.m. So that's the time instant. Okay. When we are talking about the time instant, okay, whenever you're talking about the time instant, you will have to use a quantity which we have studied, differentiation. Mariam, that's left with you. I'll discuss with you. So differentiation and integration will be used whenever you have instant of time. But when you have a difference, when you have a duration given, let's say 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., 2 seconds to 3 seconds. This is known as a time duration. So be very clear with time instant and time duration. So is this clear when I say time instant and when I use the term time duration? Duration and instant? Yes, class. Yes or no?
Ma'am, can you
Madam?
explain once
I'll
again for me?
explain. See, if I say a car is moving with a certain speed, and I don't know what's the speed. If I ask you to calculate, tell me the speed exactly at 3 seconds. If I say exactly at 3 seconds, wait, let me write it somewhere. Then it will be a little slow. If I say, let's say this is when I'm talking about the time instant. And on one side you have the time instant, other side you have the time interval. Okay, time instantaneous and time interval. So time instant means, let's say t is equal to, if I say calculate the speed and tell me the speed exactly at 0.1 second, or calculate the speed exactly at 2 seconds. At one time I'm giving you, I'm not giving you an initial time or a final time. I say calculate the speed exactly at 4.1 seconds, or even a very small number, 0.006 seconds. Tell me the speed at this particular time. Or tell me the speed at a bigger instant, let's say at 100 seconds. Tell me the speed. These are all instants. When I have interval, this means t is equal to, let's say some initial time is there, final time is there. Let's say from 4 seconds to 8 seconds, you have to tell me the time during this gap. Between just 4 seconds to 8 seconds, if just between this gap, we'll have to find out the speed. Or if I say, let's say time is equal to 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is a duration. Or if I say, let's say even in decimals, 0.1 seconds to 0.3 seconds. So this is a duration. You have an initial time, you have a final time. So you subtract them to take out the duration. Now is the difference between time instant and interval clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. When you have a time instant, usually the velocity is given by the differentiation of distance with respect to the time. Okay, you differentiate distance with respect to the time. Now this differentiation is what most of you have studied. This is the differentiation of speed with respect to time. Okay, differentiation of speed, sorry, position with respect to time, not distance. Differentiation of distance with respect to time. Okay. Now, if I want the speed between a duration, so what we can do for this? For the speed, what we can do? We can take the initial distance and the final distance, and we can take the change in the distance by the change in the time. Now, this D symbol must be new for Mariam. Mariam, we didn't discuss that. I'll discuss with you. Don't worry. D symbol means a very small interval of time. Delta means when you have a finite time. So here, how can you write? The final distance minus the initial distance divided by the final time minus the initial time. That's how we write. So this differentiation part, I'll tell you here itself. For those who have forgotten, see how do we differentiate? Or this will take time then. I'll discuss these equations later on. First, you write this. So see, this speed which comes on differentiation of distance. This is known as instantaneous speed. And this speed is called as the normal speed that you calculate, the average speed. So you should be clear with this because you will have mixed questions. Nobody will specify the questions for you. You yourself have to identify, is the time instant given, is the time duration given. I'll make you practice these questions as well. Okay, so this says instantaneous speed means speed at a particular instant of time. Okay, please write this note point, and if there's any issue with this, please let me know. Done. Others also have done. Completed or still writing class? Done.
Yeah, ma'am, done.
Okay. See, these equations I'll discuss later on. Let me start with velocity. Those equations I'll discuss once I discuss differentiation with Mariam. Okay. Humaira, Taur, and Nabiha, I have discussed it with you. Mariam, you tell me the timings. When are you available? Are you free in the morning on any of the days?
Yes, miss, it's vacation, so I'm fine with any day.
Okay, so let's have the class tomorrow morning then. You there?
Miss, can we do day after tomorrow?
Yes, Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. See, coming to velocity class, so what was distance? Let me just recall for students who weren't there yesterday. Distance is basically the total path covered, and it's a scalar quantity. And displacement is the the shortest distance covered, okay, which is a vector quantity. So vectors are left for Tahura and Humaira. Okay, vectors aren't done for you both. Nabiha, your vectors are done. Your just unit vectors are left, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So few separate classes this week have to be arranged so that everyone is at the same pace. Few things are there. So Humaira and Tahura will be needing class for vectors. Mariam one class for differentiation and Nabiha one class for unit vectors. Okay. So see, when we are talking about velocity, velocity is when you are talking about the displacement, rate of change of displacement. Okay. Velocity is a vector quantity, so it will not talk about distance, speed, distance, displacement, then velocity. So what was this distance? Distance was the total path covered. It was the scalar quantity. So when it got changed with respect to time, we had the quantity which was speed. But when displacement got changed with respect to time, the quantity that we got was velocity. Okay. So there are two types of velocities, uniform and non-uniform. So if the body covers equal displacement in equal intervals of time, means same distance throughout, then that's uniform. Magnitude and direction should not change. Magnitude means the number. If 3 meters, so it should be 3 meter throughout. If it is 4 meter, it should be 4 meter throughout. And in non-uniform, any of it can change. Displacement can be unequal, distance can be unequal. Okay. And similarly, like we have studied, the average and instantaneous will be there. And same formula class for average speed, average velocity, you will have the total displacement by total time. You used to have total distance by total time for the speed. Average velocity will be total displacement by total time. So just similar to speed, wherever you had distance, now it became your displacement. So please write it. When vectors will be covered for the students, Tahur and Mariam, you will be able to understand the difference between scalars and vectors. Okay. All right. Please write it. Okay, look class, this question says a man walks on a straight road from his home to market. So pay attention here, this is home and this is his market. The separation is 2.5 kilometer. Okay, then it says, finding the market close, he instantly turns back home with a speed of 7.5. Means when this person was coming, at that time his speed was what? That time his speed was 5 kilometer per hour. And when he sees that the market is closed, he is returning. That time his speed is 7.5 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now, what is the magnitude of average speed and average velocity for 0 to 30 minutes? Now, this is an important question. This question often comes in the school exams, but at one glance, it becomes tough when you look at it. So, see, when the person is, did you understand the question? What happened here? Person was at his home. This man, with a speed of 5 kilometer per hour, went to the market. He saw the market is closed, and he came back home with an increased speed, that is 7.5 kilometer per hour, and he went to the home. The distance between the home and the market is 2.5 kilometer. This is fixed. Okay. Did you understand the question? Did the question says?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this Nabiha who has joined just now? Who is this?
Yeah, ma'am, it's me. I changed my
So see, says you have to find the average speed and average velocity. Now class for 0 to 30 minutes. Let's say when the person is going from the home to the market with this speed. What's the speed when he is going from home to the market? His speed is 5 kilometer per hour. Okay. What's the distance that he needs to cover? Can anyone tell me what's the distance that he needs to cover? To reach the market, what's the distance? Look, it's written.
2.5 kilometer.
2.5. 5 is the speed. 2.5 kilometer is this distance. I'll rewrite it. This separation is 2.5 kilometer. Okay. So this distance that the person has to cover is 2.5 kilometer. 2.5 kilometer. Speed is there, distance is there. Let's see what is the time taken by the person to reach this end. So time will be distance divided by speed. Speed is equal to distance by time. So time will be distance by speed. Distance is 2.5. Speed is 5. So look, this becomes half of an hour. What is half of an hour? 30 minutes. So basically, what was the first part? Look, the first part said 0 to 30 minutes. Means till a distance of 30 minutes, till a time of 30 minutes, what is the distance covered? This is the same thing. It means the question is basically saying that when he reaches the market, find out the speed, average speed and average distance. Okay. Got it? 30 minutes is what? 0 to 30 minutes. What did we do? We took the speed, we took the distance, we found how much time is taken by the person to come to the market, by the home with a speed of 5 kilometer per hour. What did we see? We saw that it takes him 30 minutes to come from home to the market. And the question says average speed and average velocity for this time only. That's what the first part says. Now look, let me calculate the average speed. Average speed, we know the formula. The formula for average speed is total distance by total time. Now, from home to the market, at least this gave us a surety that the person goes from home to the market in the total time 0 to 30 minutes. So we just need to find out this. Yes, what is the total distance here from home to the market?
2.5.
Yes, very good, Humera. This is 2.5. And the time is already 30 minutes, that is half an hour. Okay, so here total distance becomes 2.5 kilometer, and this the time becomes half of an hour. So half an hour means this becomes 5 kilometer per hour. This is the average speed. Okay, and when we are talking about the average velocity, class, remember yesterday, those who were there, Humaira and Tahura were there, I discussed a case with you. 120 kilometer, I gave you an example, and I told you when there's a straight line, in that case, the initial point and the final point. Initial point is there and the final point is there. They'll be exactly the same for the distance and displacement. So distance and displacement will be the same. You've written this in the notes yesterday. Okay, Nabiha and Mariam can see it through the video lecture. I'll ask the team to share it with you. So this is what? This is the total displacement by total time. So total displacement is also 2.5 kilometer. How do you check the total displacement? You take the initial point, you take the final point. What's the initial point? This is the initial point. What's the final point? This is the final point. What's the separation between them? It's still 2.5. So in this case, the average speed and the average time will be the same. That is equal to 5 kilometer per hour. In this case. In the next case, it may be different. Okay. First, write it till here. And if there's any difficulty, please let me know. Okay, one more thing. Hura, as you told me initially that you need a little help with the calculations part so that you get used to with the calculations without the calculations. We'll
Yes, ma'am.
arrange 2 classes with you separately, not here, separately, so that a little mathematics is brushed up. Okay? Please write this, all of you. Okay, class. Now see, for 0 to 40 minutes, what we'll do, let's see how much time is taken by the man to go from the market to home. Okay. When he goes from the home to the market. No, from the market to home. Let's reverse this. Okay. Market to home. Now see what's the scene here. When he is going from here, the speed is 7.5 kilometer and distance is still 2.5 kilometer. Okay. And this is the market. This is the home. So let's calculate the time. This is a very common question that repeats in the school exams class. In fact, there is one more part to it, 0 to 50 minutes. That is also asked in the exam because this is there in your NCERT book. So no worries, I'll give you assignments. Do the assignments also. Only Nabiha is very good with assignments. You submit all the assignments, Nabiha. Rest of you also, you're new. Humaira and Taura, yesterday I have given you an assignment, so you must have received it by today. So do it so that in the next class we can have a discussion based on that. So look here. Now what's the time? Time will be the speed by the distance divided by the speed. Distance divided by the speed. Distance is 2.5 kilometers, speed is 7.5 kilometer per hour. So look, that makes it 1/3 of an hour. Can anyone tell me how much it is in minutes? 1/3 of an hour, how much it is in minutes?
45.
No, see, whenever you have to convert hours into minutes, you multiply it with 60. So 1/3 into 60 makes it 20 minutes. Okay, do this. And if you have to convert minutes into hours, you divide it by 60. Hours to minutes, multiply by 60. Minutes to hours, divide by 60. That's how you will get. Okay. Now it means 20 minutes. It means in the middle point of it, what will be the time? If I divide the time, this will be 10 minutes. This will be 10 minutes. Okay. But what did the question ask? Question said 0 to 40 minutes. 0 to 40 means from the starting. So class, from the starting, when he went from home to the market, what was the time taken? 30 minutes. And then when he is going from market to the midpoint, let's say this midpoint O, this is 10 minutes. So total becomes 40. It means when he is going from home and is coming back till the midpoint, that is what is your final point. Okay, it means you will have the half of the time, you will have half of the distance, 1.25 kilometer, 1.25 kilometer. Okay, this total was 2.5 kilometer. So half of it will be 1.25 kilometer. Tell me, did you get this? Why am I taking this half? From the starting 0 to 30, and then from the market to the midpoint 10 minutes. So total becomes 0 to 40 minutes. Is it? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Basically, when we are talking about the average speed, let's calculate the average speed. So average speed will be total distance. Now what will be the total distance? This distance that he covered from home to market plus this half distance. 2.5 plus this additional half, 1.25. And what's the total time? Total time is 40. That is 1/3 of an hour. So this makes it, this is how much? 3.75 by 1/3. Basically 3 into 3.75. This is equal to 15. This is 21. So 2, 9, 10, 11.25 kilometer per hour. Okay, 11.25 kilometer per hour. Now let's come to average velocity. How is it different? So average velocity, if you remember in yesterday's class, we discussed that you just have to take the initial point and you just have to take the final point. And that is the displacement. Distance means total distance that you have to take. Displacement means take the initial point. What's the final point? Finally, he comes to this midpoint. So what's this distance? Only 1.25. This is just the displacement. Distance was total when he went from home to the market back to this midpoint. But for displacement, you take the initial point home. Where did he stop? He stopped here. Just join them. This is basically the displacement. Tell me, class, this displacement part is clear to you? Any doubts? Anything you want me to repeat? Anyone?
Ma'am, can you repeat this question? It again?
See, displacement means shortest path. Okay. So how is the person going? Person went from home to the market. And then he came somewhere here in the midpoint. That was his final stop. In distance, we took that whole separation, home to market plus this additional distance. This whole thing was considered in displacement, right? This whole thing was considered. From home to market, market to the midpoint. So we had to add this distance 2.5 plus this additional. In displacement, yesterday, if you remember, we studied, you just take the initial point from where the person started. And where did he stop? He stopped here. You don't take this whole thing. You just join the initial and final point. That is this. So this is the displacement while this is the distance. Now clear? Why only 1.25 for displacement?
Ma'am, but in the question, it's like it's not given that he has stopped a bit.
No, question didn't say he stopped. We checked. The question said 0 to 40 minutes. So we calculated and we saw, okay, the person stopped in the middle point because the 40 minutes are completing at this midpoint. That's why we saw this. We saw here that, okay, 20 minutes are there. Then we thought, okay, total 20 minutes are taken by the person to move from market to home. That it means in the half part, only 10 minutes will be there. From the starting, plus 10. What did we see? From the starting 30 minutes plus this additional 10 minutes, so 40 minutes. Otherwise, in the question, it will be mentioned that where is the person stopping. Like here in this question, it wasn't mentioned, but the question gave you time for the first part, this one part. The person stopped at the market, 0 to 30 minutes. In the second part, it says no, he is not stopping at the market. He is stopping when 40 minutes are completed. So when is 40 minutes going to be completed? When are 40 minutes going to be completed? At the midpoint. So that's why we know he is stopping at the midpoint. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So average velocity will be 1.25 divided by 1.3. That is 3 into 1.5, which is 15.7, 3.75 kilometer per hour. Okay, that's how you have to calculate. So class, time is up. So what you can do, the writing of this final question, you can do it in the next class. And I'll start with acceleration and all the equations of uniformly accelerated equations. And we'll have class Humaira, Tahura, and Nabiha. One class with Nabiha and rest of the classes with Humaira and Tahura.